Bringing you the very latest from across the nation and around the world. This is your Primetime News Bulletin. A very good evening. I'm Shane Silva.
Good evening. I'm Mahina Bongzo. Here's a look at your headlines.
University lecturers and students march to Colombo demanding higher education rights. Minister of Higher Education says salary arrears will be paid if the lecturers report to work on Monday. Malwatu and Askiri Mahanayaka say they are ready to mediate to solve the university issue. And Secretary of the Judicial Services Commission says the allegation levelled against them are baseless.
Two newly elected Eastern Provincial Councillors took oaths before President Mahinda Rajapaksa today. A.M. Jamil and R.M. Anwar, who contested for the Eastern Provincial Council from the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, took their oaths before the President. Governor of the Eastern Province, Rear Admiral Mohan Vijay Wikrama, General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, Hassan Ali, and President's Secretary, Lalit Viratunga, were present at the occasion.
On to other local stories now. The Minister of Economic Development, Basil Rajapaksa, states that without peace and development, the aesthetic aspect of a country would not improve. He expressed this view at an event held in Veyangoda today.
The State Literary Festival 2012 commenced at the Veyangoda Pattalagadara Siena Education College today. The event took place under the auspices of the Minister of Economic Development, Basil Rajapaksa. The Minister of Culture and Arts, T.V. Ekanayaka, was also present at the event. When technology develops and everything in the world is at our fingertips, it is useful to us, but we also have a challenge before us to protect our children from what is harmful. This is possible only by developing their values and discipline.
Taking a look at our developing story tonight, the protest march of the university lecturers, which began from Galle under the theme to protect state education, concluded in Colombo this evening. They marched for 5 days, urging the government to solve the issues in the higher education sector. The Federation of University Teachers Association held a rally at Hyde Park in Colombo on completion of the march. Chairman of the Federation, Dr. Nirmal Ranjit Devasri, expressed these views.
The authorities may have thought that that was our maximum strength. But today, when I stand here and look out at the people here, I think we must all be encouraged by the thought of how much more we could do. After the university lecturers started this, I thought that they used to be like sleeping giants. I don't think anyone thought of them as giants until they were roused.
The protest march launched by university lecturers on the theme Protect State Education last Monday in Galle ended in Colombo this evening. The aim of this protest march was to urge the government to solve the issues in the higher education sector without further delay.
The protest march, which began on the 24th in Galle, reached Colombo this afternoon. The protest march, which made its way along the Galle-Colombo main road, made overnight stops in Ambalangoda, Alutgama, Kaluthara and Morotua. The fifth day of the protest march began this morning in Morotua. The main objective of the protest march of the Federation of University Teachers Association was to call on the government to allocate 6% of GDP for education. Over the past 4 days, politicians, artists, intellectuals and civil society activists took part in this protest march. The protesters were presented betel leaves and welcomed atop the Dehiwala flyover. In future, fools will be created along with the uneducated. A situation will arise where the government can rule over them with ease. Only these educated persons can understand this situation. We are completely against this program to destroy them.
The human resource is the most valuable resource in the country. If this country is to be developed, if the economy is to be strengthened, we should invest in human resources.
The government is spending 20% on corruption. So in a country where money is allocated for corruption, how hard can it be to allocate 6% for education? All these educated persons wish to convey to the people that the time has come to send this government home. The government has bowed down to the IMF and the World Bank and is cutting spending on education to bridge the budget deficit. That is why this is happening to the universities. Our aim is to make sure that 6% of GDP is allocated for education. I would like to say that through this, we will revive the free education system.
We rally
around the demands to protect the free education system in the country and to protect the right to education. We request the public to rally around these demands. The government should open its eyes at least now. This has become a battle divide of any party or colour differences. The government should realise that. Heavy traffic was evident in various parts of Colombo owing to the protest march.
You can view more footage of the protest march of the university lecturers by logging on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. You can also post your comments on it.
Meanwhile, the protest march organized by the Inter-University Students' Federation reached Colombo this afternoon.
Students from universities all over the island took part in this protest march, which began last Monday in Peradeniya. The theme of the march was Protect Free Education and the Freedom of Education. The protest march began its final leg from Kalaniya this morning, with the students also protesting against the death of two of their colleagues who died in an accident yesterday. Owing to this protest march, heavy traffic was reported along the Colombo Kandy Road and the surrounding areas. The Inter-University Students' Federation launched this protest march from opposite the Peradeniya University last Monday. After overnight stops at 4 different locations along the Colombo Kandy main road, the march reached Colombo this afternoon. The protesters arrived at the Lipton Circus and engaged in a rally. This government is attempting to make the students throw stones at the lecturers and to make the lecturers throw stones at the students. We are not ready for that. They cannot do that with the students' movement.
Chief Prelate of the Malwatu chapter of the Siam Mahanikaya, the most venerable Tibbatuave Sri Sumangala Thera, reiterates that immediate measures should be taken to resolve the problems faced by university lecturers. The Chief Prelate made this statement when the Independent University Lecturers Association called on him this morning.
Professor Rohana Lakshman Piyadasa, Professor Rohan Rajapaksa, Senior Lecturer Malaka Ratnatilaka and the Vice Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Atula Senaratna, were present at the meeting today. The group stated that both parties should be flexible in order to solve the problem for the sake of the students. They also handed over a letter to the Chief Prelate.
වෙනත් අමාත්‍යවරු ඉන්නවා මේ උදාහරණයක් විදිහට බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂ අමාත්‍යතුමා මේකට ඉතාමත්ම වෙහෙසක් ගන්නවා මම හිතන්නේ පිටිමිට කියලා තියෙන ආකාරයට අපි අවශ්‍ය අධ්‍යාපන අමාත්‍යතුමාගේ ආරාධනය පාත් ඒ වගේම මම හිතන්නේ ජනාධිපතිතුමා තමන්ගේ උත්සාහයෙන් ලේකම්තුමාත් මන්ත්‍රීතුමා මේ සඳහා සහභාගී වුණා සාකච්ඡාවට දෙහිකට සහභාගී වුණා.
නමුත් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන ප්‍රණීත විසඳුම හොඳයි නැත්නම් මේ අහිංසක ළමයි. ඒක තමයි. ඒක කවුරු හරි නම් මේ සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ පාරේ මේක විදියට ඉන්ටියුට් විසඳුම ලබා ගන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ කරුණු වල ප්‍රමාණය විස්තර කරලා දෙන්න. මුදල් නැහැ කියන එක නෙමෙයි මුදල් කාරණාවල කොච්චර
The Independent University Lecturers Association also called on the Anunayaka of the Askiri chapter of the Siam Mahanikaya, the most venerable Galagama Sri Attadasi Thera.
Accept this allowance and it could be increased later if necessary, but not at once. Think about the others and about the children. Assess the answer scripts for the sake of the children. I must remind the university lecturers that this will be a very good deed.
Issuing a joint letter, the chief prelates of the Malwatu and Askiri chapters of the Siam Mahanikaya stated that if both parties are willing to sit together in order to reach a consensus, then they could assist in this process as mediators. The letter was addressed to the Minister of Higher Education and the University Teachers Association. The chief prelates point out that it is essential to move away from an extreme stance and move to the middle path when solving an issue. The chief prelates have called on both parties to consider the future of the children in the country and to find an immediate solution to this 3-month-long problem.
Minister of Higher Education S.B. Dissanayake says that if the university lecturers report to work next week, the government is prepared to pay the salary arrears. Speaking at an event held in Jaffna today, the minister also noted that nothing will be given before the 2013 budget.
I appeal to whole academic to at least from Monday to Tuesday, you can come back and work. If you are coming, we can pay you arrears also. Otherwise, we are not giving anything for this year. I will strongly tell, we are not giving any salary increase in this year without the budget. We have a lot of plan, we can't say now, but before the budget, we are not giving anything. We'll see what happens.
The minister also spoke about the salary increase of university lecturers.
From the October 1st, again, you have another salary increase. It is like this. Senior professor, 15,195. Professor, 11,928. Associate Professor 7,050, Senior Lecturer Grade 1 4,738, Senior Lecturer 3,157, Lecturer 1,995, Lecturer Probation 1,326.
The new lecture hall of the Health Science Unit of the Jaffna University was declared open today by the Minister of Higher Education.